wrestling fans, you know, WWE Fastlane, just to put everything in perspective for you before we really get started. Tonight, Fastlane. Even though we had Roman Reigns and the Shield come back for their final time, so to speak. Even though we had WWE Championship matchup triple threat, Mustafa Ali is back in the main event. I, for one, would have handled the main event spot for the WWE Championship match a little bit different, but we'll dive into that in just a little bit. Even though Becky Lynch did find her way into the main event of WrestleMania 35 with the help of Ronda Rousey in a very lackluster way. Okay? Lackluster way. Which we will dive into in just a little bit. Okay? Tonight's Fastlane was a show that needed to be a jam-packed Monday Night Raw and a super SmackDown Live. Fastlane shouldn't have happened. It really shouldn't have. The only reason why Fastlane happened is because WWE just has to have that one pay-per-view in March. That's it. I mean, you really think about it, we did not even get an Intercontinental Championship match on Fastlane. We didn't. No IC strap was on the line. I mean, look at the Raw Tag Team Championship. Sure. For those of us that are Revival fans, yes, they retained the Tag Team Championship. What happened afterwards? Buried. 6 feet under. You might as well start putting the dirt on them. You might as well. They can't have one good full night in the WWE. Not one. Even if they pick up a victory. In the end, some other tag team, whether it's Aleister Black and Ricochet, Bobby Roode and Chad Gable, the next thing we know, the Ascension are going to be attacking them and getting the upper hand over them. They are going to be flat on their back, getting beat up. That's what happened tonight. They picked up the victory, and Aleister Black and Ricochet got the upper hand, and they were the true winners, just without the titles. My perspective. It's almost like, yeah, Revival, you won the battle. The war's not over yet. Revival, if they continue down this path, I don't care what the whole rumor was about AEW and them sending that tweet out. If they're going to continue to be treated like this, take the Raw Tag Team Championships off of them. Do it. There is no point in them holding the titles if this is the way they are going to be treated. None. Absolutely none. Now, let's move on to the United States Championship matchup. Not a whole lot to say here. I mean, there's really not. We had Samoa Joe taking on Archer, taking on Andrade, taking on Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio is the one that got put to sleep tonight. Does it hurt Rey Mysterio? Absolutely not. Rey Mysterio could lose till he's blue in the face and it wouldn't hurt him. He's gold. Okay? This is building up clearly to Samoa Joe and John Cena. More John Cena hints and clues tonight. R-Truth even doing the 5-knuckle shuffle on Samoa Joe. I mean, it's building up to it. Sooner rather than later, the champ will be here on SmackDown Live. Guaranteed. So, that's pretty much what that was building up to. And it was simply the match from last Tuesday taking place on Fastlane. Congratulations, Samoa Joe. You retained your United States Championship. The SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships was on the line as the Usos took on Shane and The Miz. And honestly, the match itself meant absolutely nothing. The question was, who was going to turn? Was it going to be Shane McMahon or was it going to be The Miz? You know WWE, Vinnie Mac, Kevin Dunn. Look. Let me tell you. If there is anybody out there that wants to see Shane McMahon turn heel and be the heel in this rivalry, it has to be a niche audience. It has to be. Almost every single one of my friends thinks that The Miz is a much better heel. Much better. Do you know how much better and awesome it would have been tonight if The Miz would have simply gave Shane a skull-crushing finale tonight. Gave Shane a skull-crushing finale. His dad would have gotten in the ring with him, and both their hands would have been held high. How awesome that would have been? Seriously. That would have been a good start to the last push towards WrestleMania. Instead, Shane McMahon turns heel. Okay, the person that nobody wants to boo. Nobody. And why do we not want to boo him? Because he genuinely comes off as a babyface. He definitely never comes off as a person that we want to boo. You want to do that, Vince McMahon? Send your daughter out. Send Stephanie out. We will genuinely boo her until we can't boo anymore. Shane? No. And I'm interested, since how this happened, to see how it works in New York New Jersey. Because there's a difference in it working in Cleveland, where The Miz is from, and New York, New Jersey, where all the extreme hardcore fans will be. Big difference. I'm interested to see how this works. And if Shane comes out and he gets cheered, you know, that was a failed experiment. Now, on to the WWE Championship. Throughout this entire night, it was supposed to be Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens. Then it got switched to Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens versus Kofi Kingston. Then Kofi Kingston was supposed to beat the Bar. And if he beat the Bar, then he could get into the triple threat matchup. Then it got switched back into a singles matchup. Then the singles matchup got put to a triple threat matchup, this out of the blue, and then poof, out comes Mustafa Ali. Now, I like seeing Mustafa Ali back. I, for one, want him to be in that main event spot as well come WrestleMania. I mean, he puts on talented matches. I mean, that's just it. He does. Point blank. However, he was put into a very bad position tonight. Bad. Mustafa Ali, throughout all the stuff that that happened tonight with Kofi Kingston. Kofi having all the sympathy played up, getting hurt by the Bar, getting all of that. And then the fans really behind Kofi right now. And then they stick Mustafa Ali, who really has been off TV ever since he's been hurt. Didn't see him, didn't give any real big report unless you've been on Twitter. Just gets stuck in the WWE Championship match. I, for one, would have left it a singles match. Had Kofi Kingston come in, interfere, cause a disqualification because he's angry about what Vince McMahon did. That would have set up a triple threat matchup for WrestleMania. Because he holds victories over Daniel Bryan. And Shane McMahon said, hey, you're getting the WWE Championship title matchup. Not only that, wrestling fans, but if you want to throw Mustafa Ali in there as well, he holds victories over Daniel Bryan, and he was in a rivalry with Daniel Bryan before Kofi Kingston got into the mix, so that can make it a fatal four-way. Instead, they pull what they did tonight. Mustafa Ali gets crapped on by the fans. You could clearly hear it. He came out to crickets. Crickets. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Shouldn't have done that. Absolutely not. In my perspective. Now, you all might think differently, and if you do, let me know in the comments below about everything that happened tonight, this match, and all the other matches. Let me know. Shout out down below. Be much appreciated. And don't forget to become a subscriber today as well. Now, let's move on to Becky Lynch and Charlotte. No doubt in anybody's mind, Becky Lynch was either going to win this contest or she was going to get in by some disqualification, or there's going to be some no contest, and we'd have some story build, and she would find her way in somehow between now and the last week before Mania. Right? Well, Ronda Rousey shows up and in a very lackluster fashion causes disqualification. And it was lackluster. Believe me, wrestling fans, it was lackluster at best. There wasn't anything real exciting about this. Nothing. She came in, kick, pretty much it. Walked out. Becky Lynch wins. Now, it would have been cool if she would have caused a ruckus like she did last Monday. That would have been cool. And that would have got us fired up for the Shields matchup, which was the main event. However, all they did with Becky and Charlotte was use it as a cool-down match. That was it. It was nothing more than a cool-down match. Nothing exciting happened then. Nothing. The fans didn't even get excited that Becky won because of how blah of an ending it was. That's sad. That's really sad because Becky Lynch, I don't care how big of a Charlotte fanboy you are or Ronda Rousey joy juicer you are, you can't deny that at WrestleMania, it's Becky Lynch's time. Now, Charlotte, after WrestleMania, there's no denying that she will be in that main event spot with Becky Lynch. Okay? I'm not denying that. All right, wrestling fans, Jason Funny, who usually sits here with me on pay-per-view reviews, whatever pay-per-view it is. He's not here tonight, and I'm sorry. I'm not denying that, okay? And this statement goes out to him. I'm not denying that Charlotte's not going to be in the main event picture after WrestleMania or anything. If you go check out his Twitter page or his Facebook or his YouTube, you know, if it has to do with wrestling, which, you know, he's not a wrestling channel, okay? But if it has to do with wrestling, Jason Funny 42, check it out. He praises Charlotte about everything. I'm not denying that she's not going to be in the main event spot. But her time at WrestleMania 35 is not this year. It's not. It's Becky's. Now, with that being said, it would not surprise me a bit if Charlotte won in 4 weeks. It would not. But I really can't see that happening. Okay, Jason Funny, and everybody else out there that are really big Charlotte fans, and that's the person you want to win. All right. Now that I'm off that rant, and I wasn't trying to rant about that, but you know, me and him had kind of a heated debate about that tonight. And, quite frankly, he said that Fastlane just sucked and ran off. I'm not so sure why he ran off, but he just ran off. He said Fastlane sucked. And anyway, the main event, The Shield, took on Corbin, Lashley, and McIntyre. Now, first of all, I like what WWE did here in one aspect. They didn't make Roman Reigns out to look like this Superman god like they have in the past. A lot of times in the past, WWE would have Roman Reigns kick out of like 10 finishers. Y'all remember what I'm talking about. It got to a point this time, okay, where the Shield had to save Roman Reigns from the end of days. So I appreciate WWE making it look more humanized, real. Okay? The one thing that I disagreed with is this match should not have gone on last. At first, I thought that. Now, after what we saw with Becky Lynch and Charlotte, I'm glad that it did. But when you look at the rivalries and how it was built up, this match really shouldn't have. And the only reason why it did is because it's Roman Reigns' first match back. Now, quite frankly, the Shield, this would be, if this is truly, not Seth, if this is truly Dean Ambrose's send-off, so to speak, outside of WrestleMania, see ya. Great send-off. But it was a lot of the same stuff we always see with the Shield. It wasn't anything special. Those were just a couple of things that I noticed that I enjoyed about it. Really stuck out to me. And, quite frankly, this match really shouldn't have went on last if we would have gotten a better match out of Becky Lynch and Charlotte. But when you really think about it, Becky Lynch, they're playing up that she has an injury. So technically, you can't really produce a great match with that if you want to make it look like she has an injury. So you just have to keep all those things in mind, keep all those things in check when you're really thinking about the match order with how they did that stuff. And other than that, wrestling fans, for this Fastlane, you had Nakamura and Rusev lose to the New Day in the pre-show, which I watched part of it, and I halfway just didn't watch it because, honestly, I had Casey's Pizza on my mind rather than that matchup because I'm tired of Rusev and Nakamura getting buried. So, I mean, I had food on my mind rather than that matchup. And honestly, the kickoff show usually sucks anyway. But anyway, other than that, that was pretty much the show. And Bayley and Sasha Banks won their contest. Now they move on to WrestleMania. Congratulations for them. And don't forget to join me tomorrow for Raw review. What will happen? the night after Fastlane, the first final push on our way to WrestleMania. This is usually when WWE starts turning things up on the way to WrestleMania. Will it be an actual good road to WrestleMania? Guess we'll find out tomorrow night. And until I see you then, this is Webby, and I'll catch you on the other side. Talk to you later.